Hello. Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody's having a great night. We are ready for Christmas here. Not quite, but I'm ready. Personally. Anyway, Sean's not ready. He did get the tree up this weekend, though. Anyway, we're going to make Christmas ornaments. If you ordered snowman ornaments, they should be on their way. If you haven't ordered them yet, you know what? I need to put a link in here so that you can order them. Let's see. I don't know why I didn't think to do that. Give me just a second. I do have a few snowman ornaments left. So I made more than I ever have. And surprise, I sold more than I ever have, which is great. There we go. So if you want to order your kits, there's the link to do that. I'm so glad you're here with me. If you're watching this on replay, welcome. I'm glad you're here. We're going to be making these snowman ornaments tonight, and I have the samples. This is what they look like. If you haven't seen them, check them out. Aren't they cute? My little video, they were smiling and winking. Okay, when you open your box that you get, it should have a packet of resin. Oh, wait, I need to make this the big picture here. Sorry about that. Hello, Cheryl. You've got resin, you've got gloves. If you don't mind, when you get your kit, check and make sure everything's in there. My mom and my husband and I pack these at our kitchen and dining room table. So they are hand assembled right here in Kentucky. So sometimes we make mistakes. You will have four colors of paint, which you won't need those. You don't need all of them. A bag of glass, another bag of black glass, four wood rounds, cups, some candy, because what's Christmas without candy, a couple of brushes, a wide one and a skinny one, and your template and some transfer paper. So I'm going to set these aside. And you want to make sure you're working in a place where you can leave. Thank you, Paula. I think they're cute too. Where you can leave your pieces overnight. Okay. I also have a plastic bag here that you can use to pour your resin on because you want to cover your workspace with plastic. I'm using this right now because it's easier to see for the camera to have a white background, but you'll want to cover your space. I've got a little stylus here. You can use a pencil, whatever you want to use. Transfer paper has two sides. You want to make sure the shiny blacker side is face down and make sure that your circle for your little hole is at the top of your ornament. Okay. So I'm going to place my template on here and I'm going to tell you the things you need to transfer because you don't need to transfer all of this. You want to transfer where, line up the hat. You want to transfer where the hat is. Okay. You don't have to transfer that band part and just the bottom of the hat. And if you don't feel confident painting this little smile, you can do that. And kind of where your cheeks are going. You don't have to transfer that either. But this piece right here is a piece of glass or a piece of ceramic. And this right here is glass. And if you draw those in, it might not line up exactly because these are hand cut and these can vary in size. So just kind of just do the main areas. You see that there. I'm going to go ahead and do all four of them for this boring part of the video. No, it's not boring. Just not as fun as the other parts. I'll put a little side smile. So what you'll do is place glass in the other areas, and you can refer to your template to kind of see that, but it's pretty self-explanatory if you look at the picture. It'd be easy to figure out. I'm going to leave the cheeks and the smile off of that one so I can show you how easy it is to draw that on there. Find the center, make sure that you're lined up because the hat is the part that needs to be transferred. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do, we're really just going to use black and white and pink paint. So you didn't need all these colors, but if you've ever tried to find little paint pots of black and white and pink paint, It's hard. Okay, so I'm tapping just to shake up this paint. This is pretty good quality paint. I really like it, but it does settle when when you ship it. Okay, so I'm gonna take my white paint and got some black transfer paper on there and paint the face of my snowman. Isn't he cute? I love snowmen. Some people love snowmen, decorate with snowmen every year. I have a few snowman things, but I just love the snow. I love everything about the snow. So I don't know what my little hello. Oh, you're so sweet, Aunt Noe. That's Alexa, stop. What? Okay, so right here, I'm gonna paint the sides with the front. You see that? Do the same thing here because this is that blank space right there. It's the negative space, I guess you would say. The background, it's the snowy background. And I'm going to go ahead and paint the edges too. Woo, I got shaky hands. The trimmer that never ends. Okay, so I'm going to paint each one of these just like that. And I'm doing the white first just because once I get black in my brush, it's kind of hard to get it out. So I'm just going to paint with the white first, do all the white areas first, and then work my way to the black. Because we're going to paint each of the hats black. Now, if you wanted to go rogue and paint your hat purple or hot pink or red, please do that. That would make me so happy. I think that would be so cute. But with these kits, you got to appeal to the masses. And so they're extremely customizable. You could make them however you want. You've got so many materials in here to do all kinds of crazy stuff. We had one of my friends from high school um, that I grew up with. She got her kit, and she has two little ones. She got her kit, and she was missing an eye, one of these little eyes. She was missing one. And she told me, she said, "I'm missing an eye." I said, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I will send you an eye right away." She said, "Oh, no, no." Her husband decided to make one of her nutcrackers a pirate. And so he painted a patch where the missing eye was. Isn't that adorable? I love it so much. I wish I had thought of it. I would have done one like that on purpose. So I love it when you all come up with your own ideas for things because that just makes me so happy that these kits inspire your creativity like that and inspire you to do creative things with them. But if you want to make them exactly like mine, that makes me happy too. Whatever you all want to do. So with these, you might want to get a second coat on there if you've got the time and the patience because your white is not, it's going to show through a little bit. It just depends on the look you want, how dark you want your white, how bright you want your white. Oh, thank you so much, Leah. These are her favorite. Oh no, these are super cute. She loves all the past kits, but these are super cute. Well, thank you. Not everybody can read the comments. Like if you're watching on YouTube, which some people are, um, you can't see the comments people on Facebook are making and vice versa. And if you're watching this on repeat, you probably can't see the comments at all. So I have to repeat every word somebody says, but I don't mind that. I just want you to know why I'm doing that. Now, we've got to mix up some paint to make our pink cheeks. But other than that, we're going to use black. Okay, see how you can see through it just a little bit. So I'm going to just get another coat just on the top here, just because I want that to be really opaque. I don't want a transparent snowman. It's okay if you do. See, we're going to be covering up. Let me go to the next one I did so it's drier. I don't think this is it. We're going to be covering up where we painted the face, the smile, and the cheeks anyway. But now if you just left one coat on it, you'd be able to see through that. I just finished the video where I did the Santa and Mrs. Claus, and I didn't go real heavy on the paint on their face, and you could see through it. That one looks like it's got two coats on it already. Okay. And this guy. I did not do Gypsy Moon this year. Gypsy Moon is a local vendor event. I haven't done it in 5 years, actually. It is a lot of work. It's a whole lot of work. It's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work. Okay, I'm going to do little cheeks. So I'm going to use one of these little cups and mix some pink, light pink. This pink is way too bright for me to do their blush. I think that's a good light pink color. So I'm just going to pick spaces you can kind of see on this and use my brush to make the circle there. You can do this however you want. Because my paint's still wet, it's kind of blended in really nice. But if your paint's dry, it'll show up better. So you make that decision. I like to get the cheeks on before I put the eyes down. But if you want to do it the other way around and play around with where your eyes are going to go, that's fine too. I think there's something really cute about a snowman blushing. Why is that so cute to me? Because they shouldn't be blushing. They're freezing cold, right? Okay. I'm going to move on to my black paint. And this is going to be his hat. And this is going to cover really well. You won't need two coats of this, I don't think. I'm telling you, this paint is actually really good quality. Um, I've been very happy with it. So that's why I just stuck with it because even though you only needed a couple of colors, I didn't want to switch. Plus, you can always use it for something else, after you're finished with your kits. I'm going to paint the sides here. So, if you have not ordered, I hadn't said this in a minute. If you've not ordered a snowman kit, I do have a few left, and the link is up above. I think the snowmen are more customizable than Santa and Mrs. Claus and the reindeer because you think about it, you could do these snowmen in school colors. If you wanted to do an orange hat or a royal blue hat with a blue band. You could always paint the band. You don't have to put glass there, whatever. You can, there's so many options. If you had, you could even go to Hobby Lobby and they have so many of these little doodad things. You could find all kinds of little doodads at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or wherever. And somebody used a button they had, like a little bitty button, to customize some of the nutcrackers. They're just, the possibilities are endless with these snowmen. So many options. You could paint names on the hat bands across the top if you wanted to do them for kids or whatever. Kids or whatever. Hello. So I am uh I am what was I saying? Oh, so if you don't know, I have a glass and resin group. I think most of y'all know that though. A glass and resin group that is open right now. We would love for you to join us. We do one project a week. I don't know where the I am came from. We do one project a week, and it's so much fun. And we have a great time in there. Check it out. It's on my website and on my Facebook page, and probably on YouTube, the link for it. Okay, almost finished. See how I just, this black brush, this wide brush just paints almost the exact width that you need there. It's crazy. It's crazy how that works out. Okay. Almost finished here. You don't have to do 2 coats of the black. It does cover really, really well. I think the white does too. It's just white almost always you do coats. How does my watercolor group? Thank you for asking, Paula. My watercolor group, we do 1 painting a week. Sometimes 2 in the same session if they're quick things, but we do 1 painting a week, and we do 1 painting a week, sorry. And it's usually on the same day as my glass group. It's $29 a month, and we have so much fun in there too. We do all different kinds of things, but yeah, we paint all different kinds of things. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is empty these out. Let's see. I did mention in the instructions, because it comes with an instruction sheet if you just want to read the instructions, that you might want to paint the back of this pink, because when you lay it against something, it's kind of opaque, kind of transparent. When you lay it against something black, I'll show you. I'll put a little bit of pink paint on the back of here. Um, you would paint it and then just let it dry, and you can see the difference. See how much more pink that is? I think this one was painted. So it's just it makes it brighter rather than having black behind it. I'll just let that dry there. Okay, we're going to work on eyeballs because we got to let these eyeballs dry. So my watercolor group is open right now, and oh my gosh, the paintings we've been doing in there are just gorgeous. I wish I had them right. I don't have them right here to show you, but they are, some of them are just beautiful. We have a friend in there that does lots of cards. She's a card maker. Okay, I'm going to line these up because they're all different sizes and shapes because they're hand cut. So I'm going to line them up and try to do like ones together, you know, like sizes, like shape. Like these are kind of smaller, which I like because they're kind of squinty when you smile. But they're a little bit smaller than these. So I kind of want them to match up, right? Okay, I'm going to grab my colored paint. I forgot you do need other colors of paint. So never mind. Forget I said that. Oh, all right. I'm going to take the skinny brush, the little brush, and make a half circle on here of paint. Just like that. I think I'll do purple. I'm going to do some purple eyes. Does that sound like fun? Nobody has purple eyes, do they? I'm kidding. I know people don't have purple eyes, but I think that's kind of fun because they're snowmen. They're magical all on their own, right? We'll do some blue. I'm going to mix blue with white and get like a light blue shade too. So we'll do this blue, and I'm grabbing some white and I mix that together to get a light blue shade. You can do whatever colors you want with these. Something kind of cool about icy blue eyes for our little snowman here. There we go. And then I'll use this other shade of blue for, you know what? I did not shake those. There we go. And we'll do a bright blue for this. This is UK blue. Any UK fans? University of Kentucky. Sometimes when I say UK, people don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm in Kentucky, so here UK means University of Kentucky. Okay. Now I'll go back to my black, and I want to put a pupil on these eyes. So I'm just going to do, again, the same thing. Little half circle, the bottom of the eye. Look at all these little eyeballs here. There are people in my glass and resin group that have made hundreds of ornaments to sell at, on their website or at vendor events or whatever. And I think about all the little eyeballs they've probably done. So many eyeballs. Okay, so then we get to pick which one we want with which color. So I'm gonna do my pink one. I'll just pick one right here and lay my little hat band down. Boop, just like that. And then I've got a pink bow. Slide it over a little bit, pink bow. And you don't have to glue anything. If you do want to glue anything, make sure that the glue and paint are completely dry before you pour resin on it. So you want to be sure that everything's dry before you put resin on it. Now this orange carrot nose got a little scratch on it. So I'm going to use this orange paint. This happens to you because sometimes it does. And just kind of go over that with that orange paint. So it's a good thing I have all those colors, huh? Okay. Cute. And I think I'll do purple on the little girl here. Look how cute that is. Oh my gosh, y'all. Okay, I'm going to give her a little mouth. My brush, just dip the tip in there. And there we go. I could even put some eyelashes on her. Maybe I'll do that too. Snowmen need eyelashes, right? Snow girls need eyelashes. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. Forgot to put the light in her eyes. That's really important. Hold on. Just the tip of my brush in the white and dot it on there to put a little bit of light in their eyes. And I do it in the same place on every eye, and that way I don't mismatch them, you know. Little dot. Except for that one, I had to do it in a different spot because I got green on it. Okay. So this one's done. Let's see about this little guy. Put your nose on there and your eyeballs. And where is our other last piece? Oh, here it is. I think I'll do blue on this one. And he gets a snowflake on his hat. Okay. And then, oh, I'm going to have to take those off to do my glass on there. Oops. Okay. This one, we'll do this guy. Oh, shoot. I did this in the other one too. If you get a little bit of paint somewhere you don't want it, dip a Q-tip in some water or the corner of a paper towel and just kind of wipe it on there and it'll lift right up. And then this. And then we have one more. I gotta do some mouths too though. So hold on. One. Might want to let these dry. I keep touching these eyeballs and getting stuff on me. You got to let it dry before you pour resin on it anyway. So you might want to let it dry. Um, so these get a candy cane. And I might do it this way. Candy cane and a peppermint. Let's see. I'll go ahead and do the mouth on these before I get too carried away. I like it to have a little curve to it. Okay. And then we've got this glass. So we have a glue pen. I'm getting blue paint everywhere. I must have really opened that one good. I have a glue pen and I kind of like to put just a smidge of glue around the edge and down here where I'm going to put this glass. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I don't need this on there yet. That was premature. Just a tiny bit of glue. That was too much. Tiny, tiny bit of glue. Because whatever you do, you're going to have to let this glue dry completely before you put resin on your ornaments. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you so much. Okay, so now we've got this glass. I'm just going to put it in one of these little cups. Easier to get out that way. Look how pretty it is. It's real shiny. Almost looks like coal because it's got iridescence to it. Just want to make sure you leave space for that hole there. Place your glass on your hat. And you will not use all this glass. I put a ton in there. Actually, my mom put a ton in there, but I told her how much to put in there. She is my right hand woman when it comes to kit packing. I tell her all the time she should have worked in a factory. She never had a factory job, but she would have been good at it. She loves measuring and putting in little bags, which I don't know if there are any factories that do that, but she'd be good at it. I'm just going to place all this glass on here. I love the thought of like adding something to personalize this. I know I said something about it a minute ago, but like if you had an earring or a like something kind of cool, these are cute, but if you had something like that was meaningful that meant something or something that like a pin from something, I don't know. I think that'd be really neat. Like around here we have Kentucky Derby pins. I think it would be neat to have a Derby snowman. You could put a Kentucky Derby Festival pin on his hat and, um, maybe a flower or something. I don't know. There's so many cool little trinkets and bits and bobs out there that you could add to personalize these. So don't be afraid to do that. Okay. Once you get everything kind of swept into that glue, oh, whoops, I have one more. Once you get everything kind of swept into that glue, um, oh, take it with me. You don't have to cover all of the black because it's all going to end up being shiny. So even if it's just painted black, it's going to be shiny. So it's just this glass here is kind of iridescent, and I love that about it. You're going to have, like I said, a lot left over. Okay, so we're going to place these on our plastic on these cups. Let me slide this over. Told you I am so messy, messy, messy. Okay. Turn the cups down, upside down, and make little tables for these. We've got our pink bow somewhere right here. Put our pink bow on there. Thank you for answering that, Kimberly. Thank you. Is the black fireglass? I don't think so. It's not sold as such. I don't think it is. Um, it's not labeled that way, so I don't know that I would trust it to work that way. But it is tempered, so it's not sharp like it would be if you jabbed yourself with it. But if you're just handling it like this, it's not going to hurt you. Okay, we have that, and then our candy cane. I think I'll turn it this way. Okay. Now, if you wanted to paint your hat band, like if you didn't like that shade of red and you wanted it to be that shade of red, you can paint those things. You can do all of that to that. Yes, that is absolutely correct. Thank you so much, Kimberly. Sometimes my words don't come out when I'm multitasking. Okay. Because of time constraints, I can't let the glue dry, but you can still see where there's glue on here that's wet. Please don't do this. But I'm going to go ahead and pour resin on it. If you do this, the resin will not cure in that spot and it'll just be goopy and weird. So do not pour resin if your pieces are wet. Oh my gosh, I can't get this straight. If wet paint or wet glue. Okay. So just don't. But I'm gonna do it because of time constraints. I don't want to sit here and hang out, and keep you all busy. I mean, I love to hang out. I don't want to sit here and keep you all while we wait for glue to dry. It is a weekly class. You're exactly right. Thank you so much. You know what? I'm gonna read that. My watercolor group is a private group on Facebook with a monthly fee. It's open now. I keep the classes on a separate app so you have access to all of the past classes. You can watch and rewatch them as often as you'd like. Yes, you're exactly right. Thank you. And it's $29 a month and it is open now and you can find it on my website, which is, hold on. I'll be really slick. There it is. My glass and resin group and my watercolor group are on there. Okay, so we are going to pour resin on these. I love these resin packets. This is 2 ounces of art resin. When you cut this, make sure you're just cutting the outside bag. You're going to open this up to get the resin packet out. And then you're going to pop out this pink clip, and that'll mix these 2 parts together. So, Alexa, set a timer for 3 minutes. You're going to mix these for 3 minutes, and you want to set a timer. You do not want to trust your brain for this kind of stuff. I don't trust my brain for much of anything, but you don't want to trust your brain for this for sure. Okay, so then you're going to mix these 2 parts together. If you are letting little ones do this, make sure you go back in behind them and mix it really well because you want to make sure you get all of the corners and you get all of the, just make sure it's really well mixed. That's important. And make sure you've set your timer. So, yes, my glass and resin group and my watercolor group both are open and they both have a private Facebook group and an app. So you can watch it on your phone or iPad or your laptop or whatever. Um, it is so much fun. Thank you so much, Kimberly. We have a good time. We have a great time in there, both groups. It's fun. I love coming up with the ideas for classes, but then I also ask the group what they want to paint and what they want to do and what they want to make with class. So it's very much student led. I hate to call it student led, but if they decide they want to do something, we're going to do it most of the time, 99.9% of the time, unless I think I can't make it happen. But I don't think we've run across that yet. So we just kind of do what we want and make projects. And then you can take those projects and you can make them yourself to sell or to give away or just to hone in on your skills. So it's great. It's a lot of fun. So as soon as I get this all mixed up, we're going to pour this on here. When you pour resin, you want to make sure that you're doing it in a place where you can leave these to dry for 8 to 12 hours undisturbed. You want to do it in a room temperature place. You really don't want it to be below 68 degrees when you pour resin in the room. And you don't want your resin to be too cold. Of course, when you mix it with your hands like this, you're warming it up quite a bit, which is good because you want it warm. The warmer it is, the thinner it is. So we're going to drizzle the resin on there. And this is art resin and it's my favorite product. It has no VOCs. It doesn't off gas and does have a little bit of a scent, but most of the time I can't even smell it. I have asthma and it doesn't bother me. So you can do this in a room, doesn't matter the size. You don't have to do it outside or anything. You don't have to wear a mask. It's a great product. Been around for a little while, not as long as the stuff we used to have to use was horrible and you had to wear a mask. So this was a wonderful discovery when they started making this. The artists that invented it are fantastic. So when you do this, you want to make sure when you go to clip the corner off of this that you clip just the tiniest little section. Alexa, stop. the tiniest little section of the corner um, right here. Because if you do a big section, you're going to pour too much resin out at once. So just about that much. And then you're going to start with the highest points and let the resin drain down to the valleys. So you start with the mountains and then let it go down to the valleys on its own. So anything that's sticking up, your glass, your little doodads, your eyeballs, your noses, anything that's sticking up, you want to pour resin on that first. And it's going to drain down and cover the other areas um, a little bit, not completely, but a little bit. So just make sure you get all of the glass, all of the doodads. Hi, Vanessa. How are you? It has been a while. I hope you're doing well. So let's see. If you now I tried to leave the area where the hole is at the top open, but I probably didn't do a very good job. Once I've done all this, I'm gonna go back through with the end of my paintbrush and stick the end of my paintbrush down in there and make sure that that area is clear so that I have a way to put the hanger in when we're all finished. Okay, now I've gotten all the high points, all the mountains are covered. So now I'm going to go make sure that all this flat area is covered. I didn't get that nose though. Drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. This is the fun part. Thank you, Carrie. No, I don't. Maybe I did cut it. I don't know. It's kind of dirty right now. I washed it yesterday, but I didn't have time to wash it this morning. So thank you for saying that, though. I don't think it's been cut. My pieces are shorter, but okay. Gotten all that. I've still got quite a bit of resin left. So I'm going to kind of just give this edge a good, won't hurt to pour extra. It's going to run off onto your plastic underneath. So don't worry about that. You're going to need every bit that's in there though. Okay, then you can take your finger, and if there are any places, finger with a glove on it, don't do it with your bare hand. If there are any places with that haven't gotten resin on them, you can try to smooth that over on there. It's real easy. It's like corn syrup, like Karo syrup. Somebody was asking me if these were shipped out last week. Yes, they were. And most of them have arrived. But if you still need to order one, you can. See how dark that hat band got, where this one, the paint underneath it? I don't know. It's up to you if you want to paint them a little bit. But okay, I'm going to grab the paintbrush and make sure that that hole is open right there. Boop, boop, boop. Right there. Where is it? Okay. This one there. Maybe it's right there. There we go. This one, you just want to make sure you don't have glass in front of it because you can drill right through that when you're done if it's closed up. If it's not closed up, great for you. All right. Take off these gloves. And then don't forget to sign and date the back of your ornaments. And then you've got this leather that goes right through there. It is real leather and it's nice and stiff. So it'll go right through there and tie it on the top and hang them on your Christmas tree or give them to friends and family or keep them for yourself, whatever you want to do. I think they're cute little knob hangers. Like I like to hang ornaments like this on like a kitchen knob or a cabinet knob, like a passe or something like that. Anyway, I hope you enjoy making them as much as I enjoy creating them for you. And I hope you all have a blessed holiday season, Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. And thanks for joining me tonight. And if you haven't ordered a kit, absolutely hop on my website and get one ordered. I have the snowmen left. Rhonda, am I going to heat them for bubbles? I am not because these were mixed in a bag. So they have very few bubbles. There are a couple, but I can already see them rising to the top. So rather than have people out there trying to figure out how they're getting a torch or something like that. I think it's just easier to let it go. If you do, I will say this though, if you do have bubbles and they're bothering you, you can just breathe on them like this. And they'll go pop, 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 pop. You probably can't see it, but they just rise to the top and pop. Just breathe on them like that with your hot breath. It's the carbon dioxide coming out of your mouth that makes them pop, not the heat or propane or not butane, not the heat or butane. It's carbon monoxide that makes them pop. So, little science for the day. I learned that on Art Resin's website. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. We'll see y'all soon. Bye.